Everyone remembers the moment. A normal high school student, standing in front of something he doesn't understand. Cursed object, a dying friend, a decision that should never make sense. And then he eats it. No hesitation, no plan, no guarantee of survival. Just one action. And that's exactly why most people misunderstand it, because they think Yuji ate Sukuna's finger for power. But that's not what happened. Not even close. Because if this was about power, Yuji would have acted very differently. Think about it. A normal person in that situation would freeze, would question everything. Is this real? Will this kill me? What if I lose control? But Yuji doesn't ask those questions. He skips them. And that's not bravery. That's something else. Because bravery still fears consequences. Yuji doesn't. He accepts them. Before even understanding them. Now here's where it gets interesting. Yuji wasn't trying to become stronger. He wasn't trying to become a hero. He wasn't even trying to survive. He was trying to do something much simpler. He was trying to fix a moment. A single moment. Megumi was about to die. The curse was out of control, and time didn't exist anymore. There was no strategy, no backup, no second chance. Just one option. Act. And in that moment, Yuji doesn't think about himself. He doesn't think about the future. He doesn't think about consequences. He thinks about one thing. If I can do something, I should. That's it. And that idea didn't come from nowhere. It was already inside him. Because before this moment, Yuji had already been given a rule, a simple rule. Help people, but not just help them. Help them before you die, because dying alone was something his grandfather feared. And that fear became Yuji's belief. So when the moment arrives, he doesn't hesitate, because for him, this isn't a crazy decision. It's a natural one. Now here's the part most people ignore. Yuji doesn't know what will happen after he eats the finger. He doesn't know about Sukuna. He doesn't know about cursed energy. He doesn't know about control, which means this wasn't a calculated move. It was a blind one. And blind decisions are dangerous, lest they come from clarity. And Yuji had clarity, not about the world, but about himself. He knew one thing. If he did nothing, someone would die. If he acted, something might change. That might was enough. Because Yuji doesn't need certainty. He just needs a chance. And that's what separates him from everyone else. Most people wait for certainty. Yuji moves without it. Now, ask yourself something. Is that strength? Or is that something deeper? Because strength is about ability. But this moment wasn't about ability. Yuji had no ability, no training, no experience, no power. And yet he acted, which means this wasn't strength. But not the kind people think. Yuji didn't take responsibility because he had to. He took it because he could, and that's a dangerous mindset. Because once you believe that, you stop asking whether you should. You only ask whether you can. Now let's go deeper. The moment Yuji eats the finger, he doesn't gain control. He loses it. Sukuna awakens, a monster with no morality, no restraint, no empathy. And suddenly, Yuji becomes the biggest threat in the room. Not the curse. Him. So what did he actually do? Did he save Megumi? Or did he create something worse? That's the contradiction. Because Yuji's decision doesn't just solve a problem, it creates a bigger one. And that's the cost of acting without full understanding. But here's the twist. Yuji accepts that cost. He doesn't run from it. He doesn't deny it. He doesn't regret it. Because regret would mean he values his own safety more than that moment. And he doesn't. Now compare that to most people. We calculate. We hesitate. We wait. We need guarantees. But Yuji doesn't. He moves. Even when the outcome is unclear. Even when the risk is absolute. And that's what makes this moment powerful. Not the action, but the mindset behind it. Because Yuji didn't eat the finger to become stronger. He ate it to take control of a situation that was already lost. Even if that control was temporary. Even if it cost him everything. Now here's the part that changes everything. Yuji doesn't see himself as special. He doesn't believe he's chosen. He doesn't believe he's destined. He sees himself as normal. That's exactly why he becomes dangerous. Because when a normal person takes extreme responsibility, they stop thinking like a normal person. Start carrying things they were never meant to carry. And Yuji does exactly that. From that moment on, he is no longer just Yuji. He becomes a vessel, container for something far greater than himself. And that changes his entire existence. Every decision, every action, every consequence now connects to that one moment. The moment he chose to act without certainty, without understanding, without fear. And that's what makes it real. Because this isn't a story about power. It's a story about choice. And choices are never clean. They come with consequences. They create problems. They demand sacrifice. And Yuji accepted all of that, before even knowing what it meant. Now think about the title again. The real reason Yuji ate Sukuna's finger, it wasn't power. It wasn't destiny. It wasn't stupidity. It was something much simpler and much more dangerous. He did it because he believed that if he could help someone, he should. No matter the cost, no matter the risk, no matter the outcome. And that belief is what turned a normal boy into something the world was never ready for. Because power can be controlled, but belief, once it becomes absolute, cannot be stopped. And Yuji's belief was absolute.